share experiences. Ano nang nangyayari kay sa spouse ni ganito, no? What is the latest on this family? That's really more of the chismisan type. Of course, Filipinos are quite good at, you know, telling stories about the life of the other person. But it's more also of a type of bonding among the members of the family circle. They share the experiences and let's say they draw lessons from these experiences. Okay, then we have the value formation seminar. I thought I would separate that because this is these seminars are conducted to provide this coping mechanism to deal or cope with absence or temporary separation from spouse. The families that are left behind should know how to cope with the long years of separation or from the distance that separate them, the family, and the spouse who is working aboard this ocean-going vessel. So, kailangan matuto din sila on how they can live without the spouse beside them, and they should learn how to cope also with loneliness, just like what the seafarer experiences while on board. Then, how can families collectively achieve their aspirations? This is also the objective of the value orientation seminars that we conduct for the seafarer families. As I said, more specifically when they are grouped as the family circle. We do psychosocial counseling and stress debriefing in coordination with the manning agencies for families whose members are victims of piracy, of sea disasters, of hostage, and stranded seafarers. So we do this counseling not only here, no, not only for the seafarers who are the victims themselves, but the indirect victims who are the families. Thus, when the families are really anxious on when the husband is coming home or when the father is coming home, here we have the cooperation of the manning agency that groups them and brings them to a place where our counselors can join them and we conduct the stress debriefing. Now, when the seafarer comes home, when he's freed from being a hostage, he's freed, then the families are also asked to come and we conduct the stress debriefing and counseling. I don't know if there are some in the audience now who have been part of these activities, and we're very happy at OWA that there are many manning agencies whose seafarers have been victims of sea piracy, and they have coordinated very closely with OWA in this particular aspect of psychosocial counseling. Now, we have this Tulay program. I don't know if you've heard about the Tulay. Tulay, for those who are not Filipinos in the audience, Tulay means bridge, no? Bridge. So, why did we call it Tulay? It is a bridge that keeps the communication between the absentee OFW or seafarer in touch with the family back home through IT, through information technology. As you very well know, we have very advanced information technology systems now, but this we have done long time ago. It started in 2005 when we joined, when we invited Microsoft to partner with us in this program. Now, what is this Tulay? The seafarer or his dependent, daughter or son or wife, can enroll in this program and learning the basic Microsoft programs. Then they could use this knowledge for business or to change careers or to upgrade their knowledge. Just as simple as that. Again, I don't know if you've heard about the oldest graduate of this Tulay program. She is Lola Muhay Tan. She was featured in many magazines and newspapers some years ago, 2 years ago. She was 81 when she graduated from the program. Senior citizen, okay. She is a widow. She has 8 children, all working abroad. And she has, I think, 12 grandchildren. But she tells us that she's never lonely. She never really gets lonely that the children and the grandchildren are away from her, because she's able to communicate with them through the internet. So she is able to operate Skype. She is able to operate itong Yahoo Messenger, uso pa ba yan? And take note, mayroon siyang Facebook. And at the time that she graduated, no less than President Obama sent her greetings online, congratulating her for this, very inspiring story about her, that she's able to inspire other old people, 80 years old and above, to enroll in such program. And when we ask her, what other advantages have you learned? Kasi dependent siya ng mga OFWs at may anak siya isang seafarer. Kaya anong bentahe dito? Well, she said, I was able to put up a business, and you know how to design the bottle, because she has these products and nakaputelya, that the bottles are covered with these labels, and the labels are done by her. I don't know what the program is. Is it Adobe I forgot the program that she used, but she said, see, I can use it for my business. In like manner, the children or the spouses of seafarers can very well enroll with us, and they too can come up with their own businesses. They can set up their internet cafe. They can, as I said, if you would like to cross over to another profession, to another career, you can do that with your knowledge of information technology and the basic programs that Microsoft can offer you. We have Tulay Learning Centers all over the country also. We have them being offered in all the regions where we have our welfare offices, and even abroad, even in our overseas field offices, we have our Tulay Learning Centers. So if you have some interest in this program, and you are dependents of seafarers, or you yourself would like to enroll, please enroll. We are inviting you to join us in this program. Then the financial literacy seminar. I also heard Admiral Donato talk about management of money. It's money management, no? How to invest your savings, if you have savings. Sinasabi nga nila, mga Pilipino hindi marunong mag-save. They don't even know how to, put their money in the bank. They just put the money at home. And they should learn the value of savings. And where can we invest the extra money that we have? This, again, is part of the advocacy, not just program of the OWA, but part of the advocacy that we pursue, because we want our OFWs and our seafarers to come home na walang pera, as Admiral Donato said, kundi meron silang kinabukasan pa. And that is what we also teach the families. The families must understand that seafaring or pagtatrabaho sa ibang bansa ay hindi forever. As again pointed out, it's contractual employment, and therefore you have to save for the rainy days. That is very important. And hand in hand with that, we have our entrepreneurship development training, meaning to say that consider the option of putting up a business. Do not just rely on the remittances forever. That at the end of the month, you know that the allotments are coming and you are just comfortably waiting for these allotments. The families must think of that option. Think of coming up with a business, and OWA can help you with this. DTI is in partnership also with OWA, and we do this entrepreneurship skills training for anyone who would like to engage in business, whether it's small business or medium business. We are there to help you start a business. Years ago, during the global financial crisis, many of our OFWs came home, displaced from their jobs, particularly those from Taiwan, and we also had some seafarers who came home who were laid off from the vessels. OWA offered them the assistance of giving up 10,000 pesos. Napakaliit. They would say, what can we do with 10,000? Seafarers would only laugh at us because we know how much seafarers earn. So they said 10,000 pesos only. But for those who are patient, for those who know that 10,000 would mean a lot, they grabbed the opportunity, they went into business, and you know what? Now they're no longer employees, they're no longer workers, but they are employers in their own right. Sila na ngayon ang nag-e-employ ng mga tao. They are now the employers of people they have hired to run their business. I heard Admiral Donato say meat processing. They were into meat processing, tocino making, dim sum making, chocolate making. Now, their business is bigger, and they're now employing about 10 people to help them run their business. Now, this time, you're not just talking of 10,000 pesos. Their capital has grown to 50,000 pesos, to 100,000, and it keeps growing. And that's what we would like to impress on the families of seafarers, the families left behind. Huwag lang tayo magdepende sa mga allotments na dumarating kada buwan. We have to look for the other option. And as we say, we are not forever employees. We have education and training programs for dependents of seafarers, and only for the seafarers themselves, but we have scholarship grants given to the children. We have competitive examinations. We have the scholarship for skills development programs. We have scholarships for employment. We have scholars who graduated with flying colors, with honors. Last April, we published the names and the pictures of our graduates, our scholars who graduated. 6 of them graduated magna cum laude. 25 graduated cum laude. And many of them graduated just on time, no? That they were supposed to graduate. And do you know what? 50% of them were children of seafarers. And I always say that you see the children of our OFWs and seafarers, they're really the best. So we're very proud of them. Every year, we give scholarships to about 1,000 and more scholars, children of OFWs and seafarers. So if you think you deserve to be a scholar of OWA, please register with us, and we'll be very happy to help you pursue a baccalaureate degree. 5-year degree, 4-year course. We will be supporting you with your tuition fee, and of course, some other fringe benefits that we can give you. Okay, so those of you are not interested in pursuing long-term courses, then you can enroll in short-term courses. TechPoc, we refer you to TESDA. Now, the seafarers themselves, they can avail of our bridging courses. Those who have graduated from mechanical or engineering courses can shift to marine engineering, again, as scholars of OWA. We also have the top 200 cadets who can enroll with us through the private sector. We are providing this type of scholarship. Our scholars are given mentoring support services.